What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to MKE MANIACI, and today we got everything that happened at WWE Elimination Chamber 2022, the final premium live event before WrestleMania 38, and this is coming from the Tap Out Corner YouTube channel. Now, I just finished watching the Chamber, and we gon' just look at what they picked out of the show. And I'm going to talk about it, man. Let's get it.
The 2022 Elimination Chamber is in the books, so let's go through everything that happened at the show. The first match of the night took place during the kickoff show.
And I didn't get to see this match because I started watching right at 12. I didn't know they were going to have a kickoff show to it.
Which saw Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. The two put up a good fight, but what was really interesting was Dominic Mysterio. Dominic not only cheered on his father, but he also got involved in the match multiple times. This ended up backfiring as Dominic got himself removed from the match when the ref thought Dom had attacked The Miz with a chair.
Wow.
Despite Dom's removal, Rey still won the match and the Mysterios stood tall in Jeddah. I give this match 2 stars out of 5. Later in the show, Miz revealed that he was going to get a tag team partner to take on the Mysterios. Who could it be? Once the Elimination Chamber...
Now, okay. So, the whole thing with the Miz's tag team partner, I know everybody got the same thought. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. I've been seeing, some of the rumor mills saying that it was going to be Logan Paul, which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But I hope WWE doesn't go the route of having WrestleMania too much revolved around celebrities. I feel like we're going to get Sammy and Johnny Knoxville all ready for the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz and Logan Paul, I mean, I kind of even expect Bad Bunny to be on the show in some capacity. But, I mean, it looks like going into WrestleMania, we're going to have the Mysterios versus the Miz and whoever he picks, which is most likely Logan Paul.
Officially started, it opened with the Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Goldberg.
Yeah.
The fight began conservatively, but after a couple of minutes, both men started pulling out their big moves. Goldberg hit Reigns with 2 spears, while the Tribal Chief hit the Superman punch and Enziguri. The WWE Hall of Famer tried to hit the jackhammer multiple times, but Roman Reigns wouldn't allow it. Finally, the Universal Champion locked in the guillotine submission and Goldberg passed out. Roman retained his title in 6 minutes. This is a pretty underwhelming match. I wish Goldberg and Reigns went all out and really wore each other out. I'd give this one 1 star out of 5.
1 out of 5. I mean, as fans, what do we really expect from Goldberg? I knew going into it. I even had the prediction. I thought Roman was going to squash Goldberg in 30 seconds. Goldberg is old. He gets gassed pretty quick. I wasn't expecting a 5-star classic from Goldberg by any means. More than so, I thought it was just going to be probably like 5 to 10 minutes of them just staring each other down, locking up, staring down. I am happy with the overall decision, though. Roman Reigns, obviously, why would he lose it to Goldberg right before WrestleMania? And I've been hearing things that this was Goldberg's last match in the WWE. So, I mean, what a way to go out against a guy like Roman Reigns.
The next match was the Women's Elimination Chamber, where the winner would receive a Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. The participants included Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Rhea Ripley, Nikki ASH, Liv Morgan, and Alexa Bliss, who was making her in-ring return. Liv Morgan and Nikki ASH started the match, but were quickly joined by Doudrop. Doudrop took control fast and destroyed Liv and Nikki. Thanks to some quick thinking by Nikki ASH, though, she managed to take down Doudrop. Unfortunately, just then, Nikki's rival, Rhea Ripley, entered the match. The two started fighting on the chamber wall, which caused Nikki to come crashing down. Rhea then hit her former tag team partner with the Riptide, and Nikki ASH was eliminated. The action didn't stop, as Alexa Bliss's pod opened next, and she began taking out the competition. The match stayed competitive, as Liv Morgan used a sunset flip to eliminate
That was
Doudrop.
impressive.
The final competitor, Bianca Belair, then entered the fight, and saw her form a brief alliance with Rhea Ripley. The action remained fierce, as Bliss hit Twisted Bliss and eliminated Liv Morgan. With only 3 women left, Belair caught Rhea Ripley and eliminated her from the match.
Now, at this point of the match, I was kind of conflicted and torn because I would have been okay with any of these 3 ladies winning this match. Bianca and Becky, that's money. Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch for the first time ever, that's money. Alexa Bliss going back for a championship against Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, that's money. I think we all kind of knew Bianca was going to win, but I feel like if anything from this match, they kind of set up some WrestleMania seeds. Of course, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair at WrestleMania. I kind of expect Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan, probably. After Alexa eliminated Morgan, I'm like, we could probably work in some sick, twisted match with Alexa against Liv Morgan at WrestleMania. But then again, I want Rhea Ripley represented there in some some type of capacity because, you know, last year Mania was a great moment for her. The year before, you know, she had a great moment at Mania too. So can we make it 3 for 3 for her?
With just Bianca and Alexa left, both women gave it everything they had. No matter what they tried, neither wrestler could pin the other. Finally, Belair managed to successfully hit the KOD and cover Bliss and win the match. The match felt a bit rushed, but that wasn't a huge issue. There weren't a ton of cool moments, unfortunately, but the best part was the last few minutes between Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair, as I wasn't sure who was going to win. I give the Women's Elimination Chamber 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville faced off against Naomi and Ronda Rousey, with the stipulation that Rousey would have one arm tied behind her back.
I did not like this match. I really did not like this match. It was just my opinion, too long of a match, and it just, I don't know, you know, it just happened because, you know, who Ronda Rousey is. I just didn't like this match.
Once the bell rang, Deville surprised everyone by revealing her arm wasn't injured. Despite the stipulation, Ronda Rousey started off the match, but it was an uphill battle. Charlotte and Sonya used a ton of dirty tactics throughout, which made it difficult for Rousey and Naomi to build any momentum. However, she is called the baddest woman on the planet for a reason, and Ronda managed to lock in the armbar with one arm tied behind her back. Deville tapped out, and Rousey and Naomi had their hands raised. This match was nothing special, but it had a unique stipulation. Charlotte Flair and Sonya Deville's tactics helped make the match engaging, and even though she wasn't the focus, Naomi still got time to shine.
And that's good.
I give this match 2.5 stars out of 5.
I mean, majority of the match was that Charlotte and Sonya beating up on Ronda Rousey. I am glad, though, Naomi did have some time to shine. Hopefully she gets some type of spotlight at Mania. I know. Not everybody can be on the WrestleMania card, but come on. These people work so hard year-round.
After the tag team match, we saw Drew McIntyre take on Madcap Moss in a Falls Count Anywhere match. It didn't take long for Madcap's friend, Happy Corbin, to get involved. The fight soon went outside the ring, and McIntyre and Moss were brawling on the stage. The match eventually returned to the ring, but Corbin's constant interference made it difficult for Drew to build momentum. At one point, Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss teamed up to slam the Scottish Warrior through the barricade. Drew refused to stay down though, and eventually managed to nail his opponent with the Claymore and win the match. There were no insane stunts, but this was still a fun match. It was also crazy to see Madcap Moss dropped on his head.
You know, when I saw that happen, you know, I was actually scared for Madcap, but I will give him all the respect and credit for continuing through the match. You know, like, he was moving like this did not happen. He was this close to leaving in a wheelchair out of Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. You know, so I definitely got a newfound respect for Madcap Moss, Riddick Moss, whatever you want to call him, because that's scary right there, man. The outcome of the match, honestly thought Madcap was going to win it, but Drew McIntyre winning, his eyes set on Corbin for WrestleMania. It looks like we are going to get Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin at Mania. I expect kind of like a flashy Baron Corbin in like some type of flashy Versace outfit or something at WrestleMania. I don't know. They can make it fun, though. They can make it fun.
And continue like it never happened. I give this one 3 stars out of 5. Next up was the Raw Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch and Lita. It was pretty exciting seeing Lita compete in her first one-on-one match in WWE in nearly 10 years. The two women put up a good fight, and the ending was the best part. Lita hit a twist of fate, followed by a moonsault,
and I thought it was over.
It seemed like she could win.
I thought it was over.
However, Becky Lynch kicked out and hit the manhandle slam to retain her title. Lita almost winning the Raw Women's Championship was pretty cool, but it was kind of lame that Becky just hit one manhandle slam after and won. On the positive side, Lita got a standing ovation, and her entrance music
well
played
deserved.
I give this one 3.5 stars out of 5.
And I'm glad they did that for Lita because, you know, if it wasn't for Lita, the women's division would not be the way it is. You know, you can give credit to Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and Bayley, but before them, Lita, Trish Stratus, everybody back then, man, like, I'm glad Lita got the standing ovation that she deserved from that crowd. Definitely.
Played her out. I give this one 3.5 stars out of 5. The SmackDown Tag Team Championship was the next match on the show, as the Usos defended against the Viking Raiders. As Eric and Ivar were entering, the Usos jumped them. The beating was so bad, the Viking Raiders were unable to compete. I wasn't super excited for this match, so I'm okay not getting to see it. After the Usos...
Yeah, the whole thing with the Usos and Viking Raiders, I was kind of like... I forgot about the match until it was about to happen. When the Viking Raiders came out, I'm like, But I am kind of glad they took that approach this way, WrestleMania. I'm expecting Usos versus Viking Raiders versus Big E and Kofi versus Sheamus and Cesaro, or and or Shinsuke and Boogs at WrestleMania for the tag titles. Definitely a multi-man matchup. It's too many stars on SmackDown to not have a multi-man tag team match at WrestleMania.
Unable to compete, I wasn't super excited for this match, so I'm okay not getting to see it. After the Usos ambush, it was now time for the main event, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber match.
Okay, here we go.
The 6 men entering the chamber were Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Riddle, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and the champion, Bobby Lashley. Rollins and Theory started the match, and their fight resulted in Seth throwing Austin into Bobby Lashley's pod.
Unexpected.
Lashley got hurt as a result and was taken out of the match, which guaranteed that there would be a new WWE champion. Immediately after.
Now, at that moment, I'm thinking, okay, Cody Rhodes is going to come in and take Bobby Lashley's spot. Cody's going to win the championship. No, it's not happening. You know, I was honestly surprised they did that, but at the same time, you know, it makes, you know, the whole argument of, well, Lashley wasn't pinned to lose his championship.
WWE champion. Immediately after that, Riddle entered the match. His first target was Seth Rollins, but unfortunately for Riddle, Rollins got the upper hand. AJ was the next person out, and he brought the fight to Rollins and Riddle, and later Austin Theory. Despite some impressive offense, AJ wasn't able to eliminate anyone. Riddle later made a comeback and channeled the energy of his tag team partner, Randy Orton. Riddle needed it, as the next person out was supposed to be Bobby Lashley, but since he wasn't in the match, Brock Lesnar decided to come out
down the
instead.
glass.
He dished out F5s to Rollins,
eliminated
then to
Rollins,
and then to
Riddle,
Styles,
AJ,
and eliminated all of them.
I understand, you know, Brock is a beast and whatnot, man, but I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that, when he's in a Rumble and eliminates everybody. In the chamber, he eliminates everybody. Multi-man matches, he eliminates everybody. It's just, I understand, you know, he's Brock Lesnar, but seeing Seth Rollins get eliminated first, like, I honestly, last night in my predictions, I thought it was going to come down to Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins to go on to WrestleMania, Brock, Roman, and Seth in a triple threat match.
Lesnar's gloves came off as Austin Theory was the last man left.
I will say though,
Theory wisely gave a low blow to Brock and capitalized. That didn't work, so Theory tried to escape the chamber.
This was
the
insane.
Beast wasn't going to allow that, and F5 Theory off the top of a chamber pod. No one was kicking out of that, and Lesnar pinned Austin to win the WWE Championship.
I will give Austin Theory his credit though. A lot of respect for Austin Theory for even taking and agreeing to do a spot like that. And that fight, you could have broke your legs. It could have did anything. If you would have landed the wrong way, anything could have happened. I know, you know, the company is grooming Austin Theory to possibly be, I don't like comparing people, but to possibly one day far down the line to be the next John Cena. You know, I see a lot of young Cena in Austin Theory, like when Cena first came into the WWE 20 years ago. I see a lot of that in Austin Theory. You know, I know he's going to be a big time player one day in the company, but this was kind of like just getting his feet in the water. Kind of like that, getting initiated in to, you know, possibly being in the main event scene. I know Lesnar definitely got a newfound respect for Austin Theory. Now,
like the women's elimination chamber, the men's chamber match felt oddly short, but that may have just been me. The WWE Championship chamber match was filled with a ton of crazy moments, but the highlight was at the end, seeing Lesnar do his thing. It felt kind of lame that Lashley was taken out like he was, but I can see why WWE would do that. The last few minutes of the match with Brock and Austin was my favorite part, so I give this match 4 out of 5 stars. Wrestling in a match like this does do damage to a person's body. To see wrestlers who have had their bodies damaged because of wrestling.
Now, do I agree with Brock Lesnar winning? You know, overall, the fan in me, no. But if you look at a way that it makes sense, man, you know, Brock and Roman at WrestleMania, whether it turns into a triple threat match with Bobby Lashley or not, it's still going to be a big money match. You know, and it could be argued Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns has to be a one-on-one match, because if you add, let's say, if you add Bobby Lashley to it, Roman and Brock still got unfinished business unless they face each other at another event or on SmackDown or whatever, which probably won't happen. But you have to have Roman and Brock one-on-one just so they can finally end this rivalry that's been going on for the last 7 years. But it will make sense for Bobby Lashley to be integrated in this match. Triple threat. Winner gets both Universal and WWE Championship. What would you call it? The WWE Universal Undisputed Champion or Undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion? I don't know. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts and opinions on the event, man. I actually, overall, I kind of enjoyed it. You know, just, I'm always excited to watch wrestling, but, you know, outcome was pretty expected, though. Link down below. in the description to this video in its entirety, uninterrupted. Y'all new to the channel, y'all rock with me, man. Hit that subscribe button for me. Appreciate y'all for watching MKE Maniaci. I'm out.